Yo, legends, get ready, because today we're busting the craziest myths in Bloodstrike. Today we're diving deep into 9 myths. We tested them, busted some, and confirmed others, all in the name of gaming science. Grab some snacks because this video is gonna blow your mind. But before we start the video, I want a favor from you guys. We're so close to hitting 3,000 subscribers. Your support has been incredible, and we're just a few clicks away from hitting 3,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button right now. Let's make it happen together. Enough talk, let's jump into the video. First myth by Shadow: you can emote on a moving vehicle. Can you really emote while riding a vehicle that's speeding across the map? At first I thought, no way, that's impossible. I mean, imagine doing the chicken dance on top of a fast-moving truck. But then we tested it. So, here's the thing. My friend and I landed at a spot where we knew we could find a vehicle. We quickly grabbed the car, and my friend hopped in to drive. I decided to stand on top of the car while it was moving. So, I started emoting, even pulling off a jumping emote to see if it would throw me off. And guess what? I wasn't falling off at all. Even with all the jumping and crazy moves, I stayed balanced on top of the car like a pro. It was absolutely wild, and I couldn't believe it. So yeah, this myth is officially confirmed. Second myth by Zero Fighter Kicks: you can shoot faster with Kala if you double tap the fire button. I jumped into the match and collected enough money to buy the Kala from the loadout. But as soon as I went to equip it, I realized I didn't even have the Kala loadout. Total rookie mistake. So I decided to find it in the game instead. After a bit of luck, I finally stumbled across the Kala. I was pumped. Now, I was ready to test out this myth, so I started double tapping as fast as I could, trying to make the fire rate increase. I was tapping with precision, but no matter what, the fire rate stayed exactly the same. I thought, okay, maybe I'm not pressing fast enough, so I tried again and again and again. It just wasn't working. Then it hit me. I've got an extra button on my mouse that's designed specifically for double tapping. I can press it once and it registers 2 taps. I thought, this has got to work. So I gave it a shot, feeling pretty hopeful. But guess what? It still didn't work. After all that, I can confidently say this myth is officially busted. Third myth by Tabo: you can land on a Fulton balloon. So I started collecting some cash so I could buy the Fulton balloon, and after gathering enough, I deployed it and got ready for the test. My plan was to die by a bot so I could land on top of the Fulton balloon. It took a little while, but eventually I died, and I quickly tried to land on top of the balloon. However, my device lagged so badly that I couldn't land properly. I did manage to land on the balloon, but it felt like I was going right through it. To make sure, I decided to try again, this time lowering my graphics settings to the lowest possible. I was hoping it would help with the lag, but nope, it lagged again. And honestly, from this, we can really appreciate how well NetEase has optimized the game. No matter what I did, it was still a bit rough. So, I dropped my resolution to the absolute lowest possible setting, making my game look pretty terrible, all just to test this myth. But by the time I tried again, I was too late. I wasn't high enough in the sky after dying to reach the balloon. So, I replayed the first attempt, and once again it seemed like I landed on the balloon, but I just went right through it. This clearly suggests that the myth is busted. Fourth myth by Nitro Man: you can damage ice walls using Nova's toxic grenade. So, I hopped into the room with one of my friends, and we were ready to test the myth. He picked Ran, and I chose Nova. After that, he deployed Rant's ice wall, and I threw a toxic grenade at it, thinking there was no way it would actually work. I figured the ice wall would block the toxic damage, but to my surprise, it started working. I could actually see the toxic grenade damaging the ice wall. I was shocked because I didn't expect it to go through, but it did. So, after all that, I can confidently say this myth is officially confirmed. Fifth myth by Tabo: you can land on the interference drone. Alright, so Tabo is back again with another crazy claim. First, he said you could land on the Fulton balloon, which we busted. Now, he's saying you can land on the interference drone. I had a feeling this one might get busted too, but hey, it's worth trying out, right? So, I grabbed some cash like always and bought the interference drone. After that, I let a bot kill me, and I went for the landing. But as soon as I tried to land on the drone, it got destroyed before I even got close. I thought maybe a bot shot it and destroyed it, so I decided to try again. I grabbed more money, purchased the drone, and was ready to land on it. But guess what? The drone got destroyed again, and this time, there were no bots around to shoot it. So yeah, it's pretty clear now. This myth is definitely busted too. Sixth myth by Tabo. Kinda's passive skill doesn't work on Spike. Man, Tabo is back again. But this time with an even crazier myth. I wasn't sure what to expect, but hey, it's worth testing out, right? So, my friend and I hopped into the room, and he picked Spike while I chose Kinda. I was ready to see if this myth would actually work, so I activated Kinda's passive skill on Spike. And guess what happened? Spike actually got caught in Kinda's passive skill. It worked just like that, confirming that this myth is busted too. Looks like Tabo has a streak of 3 busted myths in a single video. No offense to him, though. He's had some of the wildest myths on this channel in the past episodes of Myth Busting. If you haven't checked them out yet, you definitely should. They're a lot of fun. Alright, let's move on. Seventh myth by Clone Whitey. The Nova gas myth is true on mobile devices. So, in a previous myth-busting episode, I tested a myth where Tabo claimed that visibility through Nova gas on high graphics was lower. I tested it out, busted the myth, and moved on. But then a bunch of people commented, telling me I should try it on mobile to see if it works differently. So I thought, why not? And went ahead and installed the mobile version of Bloodstrike, just for this myth. I jumped into the training ground and set my graphics to the absolute highest possible setting, wondering how I'm getting smooth FPS on this low-end phone with max graphics. Check out my optimization video for all the tips and tricks. I'll link it in the buy button above or pin it in the comments, so don't miss out. So I threw down the Nova gas. To my surprise, instead of the visibility being lower, the Nova gas on the mobile version was actually more visible. That's the opposite of what Tabo claimed. On PC, it was less visible, but here on mobile, it was a completely different story. So I thought maybe lowering the graphics would make it harder to see, and I tried that too. But nope, the visibility through the Nova gas stayed the same on both high and low graphics in the mobile version. So, once again, this myth is officially busted. 8th myth by Ace. The old Nova has the same hands as EMT. So, if you're not an old school player in Bloodstrike, you probably don't know about this, but the Nova Striker actually went through a huge revamp. It didn't always look the way it does now. Before the update, the Nova and EMT Striker's hands were pretty much identical in terms of design. Well, not exactly the same, but they were really close. The update made Nova stand out a lot more, so the guy who said this was definitely telling the truth. This myth is officially confirmed. Now, I really hope that the devs don't stop with Nova and take the opportunity to revamp other strikers like EMT, Jet, and the others. It would be amazing to see those strikers get the same kind of update and fresh look. Finally, the 9th myth by Nimco. If you deploy 2 Hank turrets, they will fight each other. This one seems pretty interesting. I've never actually seen 2 Hank turrets fight each other in the game, but the idea sounds fun, so I thought, why not give it a try? So, my friend and I both hopped into the room and picked Hank. After that, we both deployed our Hank turrets right next to each other, eager to see what would happen. At first, it seemed like the turrets were going at it, firing shots at each other, but no, turns out they were actually shooting us instead. I decided to step back and watch from a distance, and when I did, the turrets were both just sitting there calmly, not shooting at anything. So yeah, this myth is officially busted. And that's a wrap on these 9 Bloodstrike myths. Huge thanks to everyone who sent them in. If you've got more myths, drop them in the comments below, and who knows, maybe we'll feature yours next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your squad. Until next time, peace out.